Welcome to Christian Nutrition, the show that we review every single VeggieTales episode chronologically. And by we, I mean just me.
Whoa. Is it too much to ask that the intro only plays when I tell it to? Anyways, today we have with us the one, the only LarryBoy Fanatic.
Hey guys, this is the LarryBoy Fanatic, and I do have my trusty LarryBoy hat with me, so I hope you don't mind of me wearing this during this review.
Yes, how sudden of you to join us, and not at all like it was planned.
Yeah, I'd like to drop into other people's videos from time to time.
I see you're wearing the same shirt as me as well, but that's besides the point. Anyways, why don't you tell us what we're reviewing today?
Today we're going to be reviewing LarryBoy and the Bad Apple, which was released in July of 2006. And just so you know, it's been 10 years since this DVD's release, so this is definitely a good thing. It definitely deserves a 10-year anniversary.
That's right, they had a lot riding on this LarryBoy movie, and I call it a movie simply because they had multiple games made on this movie. And on the back of the game boxes, they call it a movie. But the back of this box doesn't call it a movie, so we'll just refer to it as the more funny one, a movie. Will there be reviews incoming on those said games? But that is all besides the point. Hopefully this episode will be better than the last two LarryBoy episodes, which were quite disappointing.
You should really be optimistic for this movie because after the disappointments made in the cartoon adventure series, LarryBoy and the Bad Apple was a real step up. Even on the DVD cover, you could see that this movie is going to be promising. Just by the colors, the shadows, and look, even a portal.
Well, let me get back to you with my thoughts after reviewing LarryBoy and the Bad Apple.
Hi kids, welcome to VeggieTales. I'm Bob the Tomato.
And I'm LarryBoy.
Is that standard definition? Oh, I scoff at you, good sir. HD or bust.
Hi kids, welcome to VeggieTales. I'm Bob the Tomato.
And I'm LarryBoy.
Well, that's more like it. And luckily, in the future, there are more episodes like it in HD.
And I'm Alfred, LarryBoy's faithful butler. And we're here to answer your questions.
Bob isn't gonna like this. Nope, not one bit.
Hey, wait a minute, that's my line.
Don't worry, frail, helpless tomato. We've got everything under control.
Frail? Help?
You dishonored Bob, LarryBoy, already screwing it up for everybody.
Today we have a text message from Libby. A text message?
It's the latest thing. Cool, huh?
I feel like a dinosaur. What is this thing you refer to as text messages?
I just love watching you help people escape fibs and rumors. Don't mention it, Libby. All part of being a superhero.
Does Larry really think that he defeated the fib and rumor weed? If I recall correctly, he had almost nothing to do with their demise. I'm positive it was Junior.
I really love playing video games. Sometimes all I can think about is playing. Even when I'm supposed to be doing my homework or cleaning up my room.
It sounds like you're having a problem with temptation.
Which leads us into... Oh no, I wonder who will help Junior in his time of need with having his chocolate stolen. I guess we'll never find out.
Let's go.
Of course it is Spider-Man. I mean, LarryBoy.
Who is Spider-Man? He's a criminal, that's who he is. A vigilante, a public menace.
Little help?
So are they gonna kiss, or what's going on here? I mean, what's the point? Whoa, hey, this show is still PG rated, but that's besides the point.
I'll take that off your hands. You won't be needing chocolate where you're going, rapscallions.
Oh my goodness, Larry, you are one hunky cucumber.
Remember, kid, with great chocolate comes great responsibility.
Wow, I wonder what movie inspired this episode.
But just because you can beat him up doesn't give you the right to. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
You know what they say? Chocolate saved is chocolate earned.
That's pennies.
No, this box cost me $10, but it's worth every penny.
Seriously, how is he still a superhero? He needs to have his superhero card revoked.
Where preparations are underway for the city's Gala Tricentennial celebration. But as the city gets ready to celebrate its 300th birthday...
Thanks, Miss Setup. Now where's Basil Exposition to tell me what's been going on?
You look a lot more blonde in your movie, baby. That's alright, let's just keep it groovy, baby. Basil Exposition told me this will be boring. Leaving my mojo snoring.
Miss Setup, Petunia tells us about the recent cobwebs that have appeared on the eve of the town's 300th birthday. We then see the Bad Apple, aka Temptation. Yes, she really calls herself that. Uses her cliche villain voice to tell us how she will take over Bumbleberg. Her minion takes the role of Basil Exposition, weirdly enough, and tells the Bad Apple the weakness of the mayor, Petunia, and LarryBoy, aka the trio of Bumbleberg.
What you need, Master Larry, is to eschew chocolate.
What's a shoe?
Not much. What's issue with you?
Archibald, you are seriously too much.
Eschew means to avoid, to renounce, to give up.
I can't give up chocolate. I love chocolate.
Oh no, what we gonna do? LarryBoy's weakness will be exposed in front of me and you. Too much? Okay.
No, Jean-Claude, I'm extremely busy. I said...
Freeze! Just wanted to give you guys a chance to read this Easter egg. La di da di da di da 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 dum ba da ba 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 bum bum ba dum ba bum ba ba. Are you done? Okay, let's move on.
Who let you in?
I was hoping you would.
Let's play the game. Does this sound dirty? The answer is yes. Yes, it does. Miss Obvious, aka Temptation, ends up trapping Madame Blueberry and Petunia in alternate realities where they get to do what they enjoy. Oh, she's just so evil. How will we ever stop her? Well, not for them, but it hurts the rest of Bumbleberg as Temptation is able to do as she pleases. Except for...
Now the only force standing between me and my conquest of Bumbleberg is LarryBoy.
That wascally wabbit! Temptation gets into the LarryBoy cave while Archibald goes downtown to look into why the cobwebs have been appearing around town. Basically doing what LarryBoy really should be doing. Temptation convinces Larry to let her into his cave. We then see a cool illustrated video of how Bumbleberg was started and its first problem. Back in the cave, Temptation tempts Larry with his one weakness, chocolate.
Did you know chocolate was invented by the Mayans thousands of years ago?
The Mayans, eh?
Mm-hmm.
LarryBoy, don't give in. They thought the world was going to end in 2012, and let me tell you, it's 2016 now. Unless we're in the Matrix.
What if there was a museum of chocolate? You know, a place you could go to learn all about it.
Beautiful chocolate.
Actually, that doesn't sound half bad. Can we make the Chocolate Museum a reality? I would like it to be a reality. Larry then starts to trip serious balls as he sees his cave as Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Back in Bumbleberg, we see Archibald finishing up the film where we find out that Bumbleberg already dealt with Temptation one other time, back when they first started, albeit by a different apple. What really confuses me here is Archibald's watching a film about how Bumbleberg already dealt with Temptation way back in the beginning of time. And in this film, Larry is actually playing the person who defeats Temptation. So wouldn't Larry, aka LarryBoy, be aware of Temptation and the fact that it's probably an apple? Is he just that oblivious that he doesn't look at these things? How does he not notice? Why does it take Archibald, who wasn't in the film and has a legit excuse for not knowing, to notice this? Larry, get on your A game.
Oh, what's happened to you? Oh, no. You've fallen into a web of chocolate temptation.
Now, isn't that an awful shame?
Wait a second. Is this not an illusion? Archibald seems to be able to see the chocolate too. In fact, he does see the chocolate too. That is crazy. Temptation has a lot more power than I thought. That is a pretty awesome power. The power of illusion. Temptation then Guess I gotta just accept these puns. Temptation then tempts Archibald into watching a TV show and essentially Bumbleberg's last hope. She then makes a new place in town called Apley's Funhouse 2. Wouldn't this confuse the residents? And if it didn't confuse the residents, anybody who's aware of Apley's Funhouse 1 would be like, okay, this is evil. This is the second one. We should not be a part of this. But anyone who's looking at the second one and doesn't know of the first one should be like, wait, why is this the second one? What was the first one? Like, is no one asking any questions in this town? Archibald then comes back to reality and knocks some sense into LarryBoy.
Bumbleberg needs a hero!
Hero? I am that hero!
It's about time you showed up, Fox. You're the only hope for our world.
I'll do my best. Andros won't have his way with me.
Oh, what do you know? The potassium phosphate in the sports elixir must have had an adverse chemical reaction with the triglyceride compound in this web, thus working like an acid. Ha! Interesting.
AKA a convenient, lazy way to advance the plot.
But I need your help.
It seems we need each other's help to get out of temptation.
The cheesiness is seriously having me crave a trip up to Wisconsin. Archibald pulls LarryBoy out of the chocolate pit, and LarryBoy proceeds to get Madame Blueberry with her terrible makeup job and Petunia in her Tron-like game out of their predicaments.
None of us is strong enough to fight temptation on our own. It's apple picking time.
What would Larry say if he was fighting a pizza? No, seriously, I have no idea and I wanted you to tell me.
Bad apple, you are rotten to the core.
It is so punny, I'm gonna die!
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die.
It's so fluffy! An apple a day keeps the doctor away! Or an apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Well, it can't get much worse than that.
An apple in the hand is worth 3 bushes. No?
Once again, I spoke too soon. LarryBoy and the citizens of Bumbleberg then uses a sports drink to defeat the bad apple. Yes, that is a real sentence that came out of my mouth. We then see a reenactment of the train scene from Spider-Man 2. Admittedly, this is pretty epic for any kid who hasn't already seen Spider-Man 2.
Is our city's great superhero, LarryBoy!
Don't even worry about who turned off the TV, it's not that great. This is the last solo LarryBoy episode we get until VeggieTales in the house. That's right. Until VeggieTales in the house, we don't have any more solo LarryBoy episodes. And even that is questionable, depending on what you think of that show.
Well?
What are you doing?
I'm a superhero, too!
Bob, it takes more than a costume to be a...
No, not Bob. I'm the Red Wonder!
VeggieTales superhero universe confirmed? Do they have a set of movies lined up? What am I supposed to look forward to? They need to have 12 movies in the next 3 years, or I'm not watching them. But they did beat DC to the punch. That's pretty funny.
I have a theme song.
And so what we have learned applies to our lives today. God has a lot to say in his book.
Wow, catchy.
Wow, catchy.
Hey, I just said that, LarryBoy. You may be able to steal from Batman and Spider-Man, but not from me.
No, I had it all worked out. Shall we see if QWERTY has a verse for us today?
I see that we are all ignoring Bob's midlife crisis.
Keep alert and pray. Otherwise, temptation will overpower you. For though the spirit is willing enough, the body is weak.
Well, the extent of our scheduled period together has once again drawn to a close. That means that's all the time we have for today, kids. Just remember, God made you special.
And he loves you very much. Goodbye!
Well, that is all for LarryBoy and the Bat.
Once I'm finished with them, I'll be the one in control.
Not so fast, Bad Apple!
What is going on? What happened to the credits?
There's no hero quite like LarryBoy.
This is awesome. Is this better than the original theme song? No, it's not as catchy. Is it awesome? Oh, heck yes.
The world needs a hero.
What do you think?
I don't know, it still wasn't as good as I expected. Maybe my expectations were too high, but my Larry Boy expectations actually have been lowered after Fib and Rumorweed, so they weren't high to begin with. I will say the one benefit this episode had was that Junior didn't have to come along and save Larry Boy's butt. In fact, Junior is practically non-existent in this episode, and that's just the way I like it. Though at the same time, I'm glad they didn't make this into a full-fledged Larry Boy movie. This was only 45 minutes long, you know, with the credits. And to make this into an hour and a half, hour 20 minutes would just be too much. There wasn't really a story here. It was just kind of a ripoff of Spider-Man 2. So, you know, unless they had like an original story that was going to be compelling, there was no reason to make this into a full-fledged movie. Though I will admit the new theme song was amazing.
They were really betting on this movie to be the reboot of the Larry Boy franchise. I mean, sure, Rumorweed was a big improvement since Fib from Outer Space, but this movie went all out when it came to the animation. First of all, look at the imagery. See how there's like these city backdrops in the background and all these bright colors? Instead of recycling animation like they did in Rumorweed, this movie went all out by giving us something original, something pretty cool to look at. But you have to understand that this is way better than Fib from Outer Space and Rumorweed combined. Not to mention the story in this movie was way better than Fib from Outer Space and Rumorweed. Rumorweed was somewhat a carbon copy of the story from Fib from Outer Space, so you can't really blame this movie for not being perfect. I mean, it had some awkward moments, but I think you can like look past those. And it's because of all this that Larry Boy and the Bad Apple is by far the best Larry Boy episode ever. Did you just change your shirt?
Yes.
You bandwagger. I will always love Larry Boy.
It was time to freshen it up. After all, welcome to the new and improved Christian Nutrition, the show where we review every single episode of VeggieTales chronologically. And yet by we, I mean just me. Much better. That last intro was so obsolete.
You are ridiculous.
That's what they tell me. Anyways, thanks for being on the show. It was nice to get an opinion from another VeggieTales fan.
Okay, Christian Nutrition, thank you so much for having me on your show. It was a great pleasure. On my YouTube channel, I do a lot of videos on Larry Boy, obviously, so be sure to check that out.
Stay tuned as next time we review Gideon Tuber Warrior. Wait a second. What kind of name is that? Are we gonna watch some school's drumline just play music and that's the episode?
Remember, God made you special, and He loves you very much. Goodbye!